Recording.
Mhm.
Okay.
We're started. My name
Okay.
is Robin.
My name is Joanna Lujano. So hello.
Hi, my name's Emily.
All right. So
Hi,
our,
Emma. Robin.
our first question is, how does socioeconomic status impact availability of technology?
Okay, I can start with that if you'd like. So I believe that a family's financial situation, it plays a huge part in whether our kids have access to technology. Um, so our students from higher income households are more likely to have internet, laptops, and all the tools that make it easier to finish their assignments and stay connected, of course, with their classroom and their teacher. But for students from lower income families, the access is not guaranteed. Some students are doing homework on phones or missing assignments, not catching up due to not having those resources. So basically, it's all about access. Without it, our kiddos will fall behind. So we have to remember that technology is um, no longer a luxury. So it's definitely needed for learning.
The further on that, I've actually seen this because I work during the school year as a para. They typically, those that are of the lower economic status, they have
Hmm.
a harder time understanding how to use a computer. So I have to stand there and be like, okay, we need to get you logged in. This is how you do it. Then we go here. And then those that are obviously more on the high economic status, they're just like zooming right through. They're just getting it done. And it's just
Yeah,
crazy.
yeah. How long have you been doing this, you say?
Yeah,
I've been a pair.
I also work in the school. Oh, sorry.
Oh, oh, okay, okay. Nice, nice.
Okay. And
What did
we,
you say, Robin? Sorry, I couldn't hear.
I've been a para for a year now, and I'll be going
Oh,
on.
nice.
Um,
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
I am a parent as well, last 2 years. And then I've also worked, I still work as needed at a foster care group home. But I definitely agree with the points that you ladies both said.
Hmm.
Um, and also like just thinking about everything that technology cost. It's one thing that a computer costs money, but then also Wi-Fi monthly. It's a monthly fee that
Yeah,
most parents can't afford either. And you have like the library as a resource as well, but like even that's not 24/7. That's not available all the time. Yeah.
all right. And
okay.
then for our second question, it says, what might be the overall impact of the digital divide on economically disadvantaged students?
If you'd like, I can start with that. So it doesn't just make school harder, it definitely limits their potential. So when our students are given the right tools, um, they miss out on learning. When they don't, excuse me, they fall behind, they lose confidence. Personally, I have felt embarrassed in the past growing up, um, and it made me want to give up. So it limits their school and their career options, and then just makes it harder for them to succeed in life. Um, and it all starts with giving them the tools that they need. I mean,
Right. So, like in my instance, since I worked with first graders this last year, so you could really tell like how
yeah,
involved some parents were, um, and whether or not they were getting extra help. It did. I agree with you, Joe. It hinders their growth so severely.
yeah,
So it's like they're not getting that help at home, and then they're not able to get it as much at school because we're having to divide our attention between 20 to 30 students. So it's just, we're trying to take the extra time, but at the same time, it's hard to take that extra time just to show them
yeah,
the basic things.
right.
I liked how you mentioned confidence when a student's not feeling confident, they they won't have that drive to want to learn. Um, that and that's that aspect. And then also like just long term, I mean, this world is driven on technology. You'll see the continuance of just how they're raised affects them when they're adult. I know most of our jobs probably involve some sort of technologies, so I think long term that could affect that way as well.
You're right.
And if they don't have confidence, they don't want to learn it.
Right. Right.
I mean, you are right though about how they're gonna keep using technology further because like when I did my middle and high school observation, all of their work was on the computer.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
If you can't do that at home, it's kind of difficult. Right. And our last question, what might be your role as a teacher to help lessen the effects of the digital divide for your students?
Do you want to start with that, Emily? Or Robin?
I mean, even just like working in the classroom right now, I've already started thinking about it. I I think it's important to have um, some lessons on the computer or tablet, but I'm very much of a hands-on teacher. Um, I know that I know taking it away doesn't help at the same time. I don't know. It's kind of hard. I feel like it depends on grade level for sure.
Yeah.
But if I if the school requires me to use more technology than hands-on, I think it's important to identify what students are struggling learning how to use the technology or have issues having technology at home, and maybe we can connect them with a social worker that could help. Because I know there's some programs that can help provide computers, but I also know it's kind of hard with the Wi-Fi aspect of it. Um, but learning how to identify those students, but not also like make them feel targeted at all.
Right.
But somehow find the happy medium. I don't know where I'm going with this, but I when it comes to identifying those students and giving them the help that they need.
Nice. Nice. That
So
is so true.
I'll go ahead and go next.
Okay.
So I work in the Maze district. They switched off from the whiteboards and are now doing like the smart boards. So I feel like if your classroom allows for a smart board, you're giving more opportunities for those children to play around, like like whether it be a game or something, but where it's like a learning aspect, just so that way they're working with it. And then a lot of them may or may not have like assigned computers, say, so if they're logging in and doing that, making sure that they're doing it correctly,
Mhm.
just checking in on all the students and not targeting just the one. Or even if you're given X amount of laptops per classroom or an iPad, just making sure that everyone gets a turn and that they're doing it correctly.
Okay. Awesome. Um, so I believe as teachers, we need to be connectors for sure. We have to connect our students with community centers, partnering with libraries. This is all new to me with I'm in the medical field, so I'm learning little by little. But I know that I've learned that the Wichita libraries have the free internet access, and then my branch has quiet study rooms, so they can focus without distractions, and that's something so simple. Um, it shows students what they can do and how that can make a difference. So also, I have friends who run, it's Empower North End. I'm not sure if you guys have heard of that. So it's an organization in Wichita and it helps support um, our families with education and career opportunities. So not only students, but their parents and their little brothers and little sisters. So I have a friend who does some really cool work there, and it just helps open our doors. So yeah, bottom line, we just need to give our students time also during the day to complete their digital work. Just work with them and just make sure you always create a space where no student feels less than because of what what they don't have for
Mhm.
sure. So
I was thinking about what you said, Robin, about giving them extra time on the smart board and stuff, but also maybe finding like technology games that help learn different keyboard skills and things, just making it fun. Yeah.
It's like
And
for
what is it called? What is your friend's, Joanna, what is your friend's organization called?
Empower North End.
Okay. I might look
Mhm.
into that for my own foster care kids.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Yeah.